Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. This time I'm going to show you how to defeat the Ghostflame dragon in Gravesite Plain, sort of in the northern, northwesternish section of Gravesite Plain, pretty early on in the game, and you don't need a fancy build to take care of this boss. Really anything will do, although if you do have a holy weapon, that will do a bit of extra damage to this boss. Don't forget to loot the Great Katana that the boss is guarding. It's a new weapon type. For this boss, it's more or less a typical dragon fight except for the Ghostflame edition. That is the tricky part here, and I know that sounds kind of obvious, but it is a little tricky because it comes out in a few different ways. The boss has a breath attack that it will just spit out a forward breath, pretty easy to avoid. Same thing with the aerial breath. If the boss is in the air and is about to start breathing and it's far away from you, like it's sort of like popped up in the air, and then it's starting to curve, you want to just run to the left, and then you'll be able to avoid that aerial breath. The forward flame, just run left or right, and you should be fine. But the Ghost Flame can also come out when the boss stomps in certain scenarios. So even though I do recommend doing this fight on Torrent, just attack its legs like you would any other dragon, you do need to be very, very mindful of the way the Ghost Flame is spreading underneath its legs. And with the Shadow of the Erdtree dragons, as you saw there, they can breathe back and forth. They don't always just breathe in one direction. So you need to pay close attention to the way their head is tilted and then run in the opposite direction in order to avoid it. Now, the boss is doing another forward breath here, but as you saw before, the boss can also sort of erupt in Ghost Flame, and then that can spread underneath it. So you have to be very careful and mindful of what the boss is doing at all times. You really kind of can't mindlessly just attack dragons in Shadow of the Erdtree. They all have new gimmicks, so you do have to be careful. But more or less, it is a typical dragon fight, just with those added Ghost Flame abilities. So just watch out for when the boss is sort of erupting around its chest. You want to get pretty far away from it in order for it to sort of get through that cycle, and then just go in on it again. I'm using a two-handed Gargoyle's Greatsword at plus 25 here. No infusion, no Ash of War, really nothing, like no special affinities. And it's managing to stagger this boss several times in this fight. So I don't know if I was just getting really lucky with the headshots or what, but this boss seemed to like to go down a fair amount. So you saw there, Ghostflame can come out when it stomps. That one's a little hard to judge. It seems that when the boss stretches and then stomps forward, that particular stomp is going to be the Ghost Flame, but it didn't always happen, so you, again, just have the camera facing the boss, and you should be able to tell what's happening. Luckily, that Ghost Flame sort of spreads out in a fan, so you can either jump over it or just find an opening and go through. But that's it. I'll let the rest of the fight play out, but those are all the tips I have for you on the Ghost Flame Dragon. Alright, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. You can also leave a super thanks by clicking the heart icon below this video. Don't forget to join the community Discord. Link for that is in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.